Hey, and welcome back to the Anything But Wrestling podcast for season 2. I'm your host, Rob Radke. This is a podcast where we talk about anything but wrestling. So this guest I have today, one of the guests I actually know not as well. It's all kind of been just friends so far, but nice little chit chats we have about non-wrestling topics backstage. So I will introduce you all to Shea McCoy.
I'm here.
Hell yeah.
What's up, Rob?
What's going on? How are you?
You know, living, loving. Everything's good. Busy. A little tired.
Tired. Gotcha.
It's been a lot going on between Halloween and then the Phils, which is going on as we speak. And then all of the stuff that Taylor Swift's been releasing. So
yeah.
No time to stop.
So actually, before we get to the main topic, our main event discussion, I want to ask you about this Fred Durst Halloween party.
Yo, dude, it was so fun. Okay, so there's a promotional group in Philly called Sad and Bougie, and they throw a lot of emo nights, but they'll do emo music and trap music. So mix in a little bit of Cardi B, a little bit of My Chemical Romance, and it's all a good time. But every once in a while they'll get a guest DJ in to host. They had Spencer Chamberlain from Under Oath not too long ago, and I was so bummed that I had to miss that one. And I was there for Kellen Quinn from Sleeping with Sirens when he guest DJ'd. But for Halloween, or at least the weekend before, they had Fred Durst, Freddie D, hosting the House Party of Horrors. And it was probably one of the best playlists, honestly, that they've ever had. I have to believe that Fred was picking the playlist. And this dude was in the crowd the whole time. I posted videos from it. I'm right in front of Fred Durst. That was wild.
Yeah, I was like, why, where, what, huh? Why did I not know about this?
I tried to get as many people to come as possible. They hosted on Moshulu, which is this little upscale restaurant on a boat in Philly. So you always got to hope that you're not going to go flying off the boat at some point during the during the festivities. You don't want to wind up in the Schuylkill.
Right. So today, big news as we recorded, Taylor Swift announced her tour.
She sure did. Are you still in the queue line for it?
No, I got through. I got registered. Got registered.
I'm proud of you. I haven't even attempted yet.
It took 6 hours.
That's insane.
Something crazy like that. And that's just to register.
Right? I say that's insane, and I did almost the exact same thing when they first announced that when we were Young Fest, because I was trying to get in there right away and probably waited 3-4 hours in the queue just for them to be like, you're on the wait list.
Well, what sucks is I got through the queue in 45 minutes. Right?
Okay, yeah.
I got through, I put in all my information, I hit submit, it said server error, try again. I refreshed, tried it again, tried it 5 times. On the 5th time, it just sent me back to the queue, which then took 5 hours.
Technology did not want to see you succeed today.
Man, I was on the clock for all of this too, so I was like, this is I have to get through this queue.
But also, if you don't go to work and be on the clock, how are we supposed to afford to go and see Taylor?
Right. Yeah. It's you kind of need them both to succeed here.
Right, in the chance that we get $900 VIP tickets, which tempting. I mean,
I'd have to see what VIP entails for that much money.
yeah, and what organs I'm willing to part with.
Yeah. I don't think I need a pinky toe. I think I could be good.
I did see an Onion article that was like kidney sales have gone way up since Taylor announced
Yeah. Oof.
Do you see she's also supposed to be like announcing something during the World Series tonight?
I did not see
Yeah,
that.
there's
God, she's always got something up her sleeve, I swear.
she's not done. She's got like a Capital One commercial right now. And I knew it was her because I heard my mother in the next room watching the TV go, "Oh no." And yeah, it sounds like Capital One's being a little cryptic, posting a lot of purple. So I do not put it past
Oh.
her to just put out "Speak Now" right now
Oh, I don't
during
think
the
I could
World Series.
handle it. I couldn't. I don't think I could handle it right
She
now.
said, "I'm not going to be upstaged by baseball.
Or anything.
Nothing will stop me."
I saw it was like 2 days after Midnight's came out. I don't know if you know Young Gravy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He dropped an album like 2 days after, and I'm like, man, that's bad timing.
That sucks.
I love Young Gravy. But I was just like this. I got we're on Taylor time right
I
now.
know. One of my favorite bands, Architects, released their new album on the same day as Midnight's, and literally when she announced at the VMAs, she was like, "Midnight's coming out October 21st," or like something new was coming out. First, I was like, "Oh, sweet, this is exciting," and then remembered the Architects release and went, "Oh no,
Ooh,
sorry,
that's
fellas."
unfortunate.
Next time.
Um, so when would you consider yourself like? When did you discover you were a Swiftie? I guess.
this the day when you realized it all just clicked into place. Um, I think I didn't get super into her until more recently. Like her music's kind of always been in the background for like ever
Hmm.
since debut. Um, so of course, like I knew all the hits and everything like that, and occasionally would like listen to the stuff that wasn't put out as a single, and I'd be like, "Oh, this is good," or "This is whatever." I didn't
Hmm.
really like fully hop into her discography probably until like Evermore, like
Oh,
Folklore and
really?
Evermore. Really.
So recent.
Yeah, probably like January 2021 because
Hmm.
I got dumped. I got dumped the day after Christmas in
Oh.
December 2020. So in January of
Oh.
2021, I was like, I need something. I need something to make me feel better. Oh,
Hmm.
Taylor just put out a new album. Let's see what that's all about. It's all I listened to until like March. I
Yeah.
burned through Evermore
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
went
Yeah.
back because everyone was saying, "Oh, Folklore's so good," but you'd never listened to Folklore. So yeah,
Right.
went back from there. And then what?
I
The Red re-release was right after,
what's that?
and then the Red re-release was like
Red
just a couple
really
months
well,
later.
fearless.
Fearless, yes,
Yeah, then red.
totally.
Insane.
It's true.
Oh,
She just didn't fucking stop. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know if I'm allowed to curse on this.
no, absolutely.
Okay.
Curse away.
If Taylor can curse now, I should be allowed to.
Yeah, I love that she says fuck now. It's awesome.
She says fucking shit a lot.
It's badass.
Good, good for her.
But I feel like a lot of people have that similar kind of journey with Taylor Swift, is where like she, it's background kind of, you're listening to the hits, something grabs you, and then, oh wait, I've always loved Taylor Swift.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, wow, I was singing our song at karaoke, and I don't think this is that new. I also
Yeah.
I also think though, part of it is just to spite my mom because my mom hates Taylor Swift so much.
Oh really?
Yeah, I think I've heard, I've heard, not only recently, that it might be personal between my mom and Taylor Swift
Oh,
because
really?
that's so. You also know, I'm sure, that Taylor's from Pennsylvania, right? She's from
Yeah.
like the Reading area. Even as much
Yep.
as she tries to be like, I'm from Nashville and grew up on a farm, like that.
Right.
Kelly is from Reading. That's we're well aware at this point. But so when I was a little, my dad's a musician. You might be able to tell. I'm in his music room right now.
Okay.
Um, and when I was little, first kind of learning to play music, my parents were really into country, really into bluegrass, especially because my mom is from like the middle of Pennsylvania, and that's just what you played out there. That's everybody was into that. Apparently, the according to them, I don't know how true this is, the Swift family was going to the same like bluegrass festivals that my
Mm-hmm.
dad was bringing the family to. And I think it was just because they were rich. My mom was just like, I don't like them. My kid's gonna want to do what she's doing. And lo and behold, eventually I was like, I want to do what Taylor Swift's doing. My mom's like, you're going to school. I'm not taking you to all these festivals and stuff to sing.
Wow. So a family beef with Taylor Swift.
Yeah, according to dad, I do not this like I said, sources trust me, bro. I was like 10 when this was going on.
Right. um. But no. Yeah. My kind of Swifty album was 1989.
That's understandable. That might be
Yeah.
my favorite now in retrospect.
It's a good one to have. So I was aware of Taylor Swift from since debut, and like teardrops on my guitar. This slaps, right?
Classic.
A couple albums later, I'm okay. Mean slaps, whatever. Then I was walking around the mall because people still went to malls at this point in time.
Right, I recall.
And I went to into like an FYE, and the album had just dropped and they were playing it. And I'd already like Shake It Off. But then like I'm just walking around, they just played the whole album. And I just realized I was like, oh, every song I've heard since I've been in here has been an absolute banger. Didn't walk in with the purpose of buying that album, but walked out purchasing a physical CD to listen to fucking 1989.
And to
And I was
think
like,
that we were still purchasing CDs. Do you still have
yeah,
that?
probably not, but
No.
but yeah, I was like, this is this is a game changer. I'm full on Swifty because also like when she debuted, I was in high school and young and like, oh, I'm macho. I don't listen to Taylor Swift.
Right, yeah, yeah.
I'm a metalhead. Um, but then get as soon as I shut the door of my car, cranking up Tim McGraw.
Right. Ah. was that was kind of my apprehension with going to see her in concert, or really going to see like any real big pop stars in concert, because that's I also grew up a metalhead and spent most of my teenage and early 20s years like going to little hardcore shows and
Mhm.
like stuff where you'd be right on top of the band, that I was just like, why would I want to go to a show where like it's just the artist looks like an ant. Like,
Right.
but now
Yeah.
I still I don't think I've really been to any major artist shows like that. But now that I've seen like videos of other people going, like now I really
Right.
want to go see Taylor and Lady Gaga and Harry
Yeah.
Styles because the shows look incredible. I lied. I did see MCR, and that was from
Okay.
like the way back of the stadium, but it was still very much worth it to go see
Oh,
a
they
band
played
that
a
was so important.
stadium?
They played the Wells Fargo, yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. They did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it was the full stadium. I think the
Mhm.
way they had it set up, like, it was a little bit cut off in the back,
Okay.
which is also kind of how Fall Out Boy did it on their big return tour,
Right.
where it was maybe like 3/4 of the stadium, but
Hmm.
they still sounded so freaking good, and I could still like sort of kind of see them, and like when you love the music that much and you know every single song on the set list,
Right.
then it's just like I don't even care that
Yeah.
Gerard Way is a small ant down there.
Yeah. I saw them in I think Jersey
That would be
at,
appropriate.
at the Prudential Center because we got our tickets pre-COVID.
Same, yes.
Yeah, and just kept getting it pushed back, and this is like, oh, finally cashing in on this because we also got we had Lady Gaga tickets from before COVID. So,
Thought
and
all
I'm
your
not
tickets.
even I'm not like the biggest Lady Gaga. I don't love Lady Gaga the way I love Taylor Swift,
Sure.
but I was there with my fiance, and even I was just like, oh, this is incredible. This is all like because we were in the pit, and I was just like, this is
Dog.
yeah, I'm witnessing something that's just mind blowing. And I was like, oh, if I'm that blown away from Lady Gaga, and I don't care that much about Lady Gaga, I gotta see Taylor Swift. There's no way. I gotta.
I'm about to start crying in front of a bunch of 13-year-olds in
Yeah,
front of
I
Taylor.
don't give a shit.
I don't care.
You don't think I'll fight through them to get to the front of the pit?
Dude, you say that. You say that, but a lot of the time it's the teenage girls that'll fight the most
Oh no, no,
viciously.
no! I know
Oh man.
firsthand. I know
Dude.
firsthand from a Miley Cyrus concert.
Right. I don't think I've ever gotten my ass whooped so hard than I did seeing the main and being like second row or something, just elbows in my ribs constantly. And I was like, I'll fight all of you. I also want to get sweated on by John O'Callahan. So
No,
I'll
I
let
know
you
firsthand. I had used to do this trick in my younger days. In my older days, I have a little more integrity, and but I had just a security T-shirt and hat,
that's the way to do it. That's the
and
move.
I would never. My rule was I would never lie and say I was security. I would just speak in a very stern tone of voice. Excuse me, pardon me, got to get through. I did it like half a dozen times at like Bullet for My Valentine, Escape the Fate, just other like metal shows or whatever. Nobody ever had a problem with it. I was like,
Right.
oh, that's genius, right? Like you did it at Miley Cyrus. Nope. They screamed at me.
Said
like I
forget a security guard.
they they got actual security on me.
No. Did you get thrown out? Did they
No, I tried to debate it for a little while
convince
because
them? You tried to
yeah,
gaslight security.
well, the security guard was like, "Who do you do security for?" I was
Oh,
like, "I don't do security." He's like, "Well, you're wearing the shirt." I said, "Yeah." He's like, "Well, you can't wear that." I was like, "No, if I wear a Superman T-shirt, it doesn't mean I can save like." And eventually he's just like, just go to the. I'm like, all right, all right. I'm not going to escalate this any further.
accepted my fate. That's so funny. Oh man.
They
You
no
really
the
almost got to
names they
Miley.
called me. The names they called me on the way back. Just like 16-year-old girls, like you're a
Children?
piece of shit. Someone said that.
I thought you meant these grown man security guards, but no, you meant the children.
No, yeah, no, they say you're a piece of shit. Like it's not that serious.
No, I thought we were all about peace and love at the Miley show, and I got this
Yeah.
child telling me what a piece of shit I am.
God. Y'all are just mad y'all didn't think of it. Come on. Waiting outside for 6 hours.
It's true. They're just mad at your genius.
I don't think I did it again after that though,
I wouldn't either. I would have been like, my luck's run out.
it worked 6 times. I guess that's it.
You could maybe try it again at the Taylor show. I don't. She's playing 2 nights in Philly. You got two
Yeah,
nights to try it.
yeah. I might be able to risk it.
You might, and she's in Jersey too. I gotta see if I
Oh,
want
is she
to.
in Jersey?
Yeah, she's in I think East Rutherford, which would be like I think
Oh,
the Met.
MetLife.
Yeah, the MetLife. So we can go on the carousel and then go
Mm.
see Taylor.
That's where I saw Gaga.
That's
Is
I think I
MetLife.
recall when she was playing that. Yeah, and I was like, man, why didn't I go? There was also the VMAs were just there, and I was debating like, should I just go just because I can? I would have gotten to see Taylor announce Midnight's was coming out.
Oh,
Totally missed
dang it.
that. I know.
I was watching like the TikTok of or just a video of her showing up at Bon Iver in London.
Yeah.
And it's just like fuck everybody that's there. That's bullshit. Like
First time anyone gets to hear Exile live, and it's just all these Londoners.
yeah, foreigners. We're exporting our pop moments. We
Yeah,
can't.
really. That's
Ah,
my favorite part of that whole thing was like, so that was also the day the Bejeweled video came out, right?
I think so.
And then there's like a segment in the Bejeweled video that's like when Exile ends, like, or there's something
Yeah,
about.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna be totally honest with you. I haven't watched the music videos. I only
I
know
haven't.
I'm just not a big music video girly.
Same. Like I used to watch them like all the time.
Yeah,
But
same.
like when the internet kind of dawned and that's where all the music videos went, I just kind of lost interest.
I miss stuff like I used to have MTV2 on all the time, and they would just have
Exactly.
blocks of
Just
music
music
videos.
videos
I
nonstop.
discovered I discovered so many bands that way. I discovered Avenged Sevenfold that way because the Backcountry video came on, and I was
Yeah.
like, "This is the coolest thing I've ever seen." And gotta go get the physical CD because we are old enough to remember physical CDs. Now I have a very tiny vinyl collection because I don't need another collection, but I do have Lover and Midnights in there because I pre-ordered Midnights the second that I got that chance.
See, I didn't. I was just like, oh, this one I'll just see about on Spotify or whatever. But
Right.
I will say, Folklore and Evermore are the albums that made me buy a record player.
I bet they sound so good on
That's what I
vinyl.
was like. I've only done it a little bit just because it's not practical for me most of the time. But like, I just heard. I was like, I've never felt this before, but I feel like this would sound good on a record player.
Yes,
So I got the vinyl.
absolutely. I can't wait to have a record player again because we got rid of our old one because they take up so much space, and I
Right.
definitely don't have the space right now. So now I just got a whole bunch of vinyl and nothing to play it on.
Yeah. Well, mine is essentially a shelf right now. So.
Yep, yep.
um.
Back to we were talking about the Bejeweled video, and then I
Right.
went off on that. Sorry, ADD kicked in there,
You're
but
good.
no, it was that there's something in that video about like when Exile ends, something's
Right.
gonna happen. So then everyone was saying like at the end of her playing Exile with Bon Iver, because that is technically the end of Exile, is when she's gonna
Mhm.
announce the tour or something. I don't think she did, but
No.
that would have been a funny little trick there.
Yeah. See, I can't follow all the Easter eggs.
No.
It just seems so exhausting. And it was like the white rabbit shit. Like she's like, I'll let the internet discover all this for me, and I love that she does it. I love that she just leans into that kind of interaction. But I can't.
I love it too. And so when I first started in Chikara, where there is so much lore, and
Mm,
like I was already playing a character that was very built on this lore, I tried to do the same thing where I was just like, let me throw in some little Easter eggs and little references and
right.
places. They didn't care. They didn't, wrestling fans didn't care at all. And I put so much work into that just to get disappointed. Now people are going to go try to dig for it and be like, oh, what are the little references you're doing there?
The
He's deleted. Too
clues.
bad. Nope, you lost that one.
Well, there you go.
You had your opportunity. No, if I was an artist at the level of which Taylor is, I would be throwing Easter eggs in all the time because that's
Yeah,
so fun.
it just seems fun.
Just leading people on a wild goose chase, getting
Yeah,
people to decipher elevator numbers.
the puppet master. Just
Yeah, really, Taylor is Vecna. She is the puppet master. Although I did really like that somebody had a funny little theory about the elevator numbers in Bejeweled.
Mhm.
I'm trying to remember and not mix it up with Antihero, but that she made 3 purple because
Mhm.
that's supposed to imply that Speak Now is coming out on December 3rd because the 3rd track on Speak Now is back to December, and I was like, that's clever, but that's also a whole lot of thought that I wasn't gonna put into this. So thank
Yeah.
you for doing it.
Yeah, I think also like the 13 on the elevator is also purple,
Yes.
which would be the next album. I don't know. Is, I'll let the internet do it for me.
I'm not gonna say too much, but there might be a point there. There have been so many little references to Speak Now at this point that it's like I will laugh hysterically if like Reputation is the next one that she's putting out, and this whole thing has just been a bait
Just
and switch.
trolling.
I
Just
just can't touch
trolling.
her. Yeah, she's just trolling all of us.
Just straight memeing because she's bored.
Yeah, exactly.
Haha, I got you. You thought it was Speak Now.
Nope, here's a whole brand new album. Surprise, I got more. Which this I don't put that past her because I
Oh,
stayed up until 3 a.m. to be like, what else is coming out after midnight? And surprise, 5 more tracks.
see, I didn't know about the 3 a.m.
No, I think I had stayed up till midnight to hear the album, and then I was also listening with Sophie, who's a photographer in the New York area and also a
Mhm.
Swiftie. Um, but I think she was in Ecuador on vacation when it was going on. So she's like, I'm an hour behind. Don't tell me anything. So I had to wait for her to
Mhm.
hear it so then we could both talk about it. And at 1 a.m. was when she was like, oh, stay up till 3 a.m. because there's going to be more coming. And by the time 3 a.m. rolled around, I was just like, Taylor, I'm so tired. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't. These tracks are going to have to wait till the morning.
Yeah. No, I didn't even know about them till the morning. I was like, what the hell? What have you done? Why would you?
This is so much.
What is wrong with you?
Damn, you really hate John Mayer for this.
Yeah.
Stay up till 3 a.m.
Oh. So what would you say is you said like 1989 is maybe your favorite album?
89 might be my favorite. There's a lot of really good gems on that one. But also, I didn't realize until like everyone started saying, "Oh, Speak Now is going to be the next re-release," and I said, "Let me go back and listen to Speak Now and see how it is." I forgot how good that album is.
It's crazy.
There's a lot of really like some of my favorite tracks on there. Like what? I pulled up her discography on Spotify in case I have to go back and reference anything. Shit, what's on here? Long Lives on here. Better Than Revenge.
Mm.
Enchanted.
There, there. I don't think there is like a bad album. I truly don't.
I'm not a big Reputation fan. That doesn't mean it's a bad
Really,
album.
right?
It's just not. I kind of like. I like Taylor when she's doing like it's a genre of music that I don't think really has a name, but like it's pop music, but it kind of has like that country folky edge to it,
Right.
like what Folklore and Evermore had.
Mm.
Um, that's where I like Taylor the most. So when she was like, I'm gonna do something that's kind of like electronic dancey, like I did not know how to feel about it. I love
Mm.
Ready for It, but I consistently forget that it's a Taylor Swift song.
Right. See, I think before Folklore, that I was like, oh, this is my favorite album.
Yeah?
Yeah, I just love a just an attitude shift, like a dramatic attitude shift with like very petty like vibes. Like I loved it. Like I just like I know Look What You Made Me Do is what it is, and people feel how they feel about that song musically,
Yeah.
and I get it, but I just fucking love just the petty energy of it. I absolutely adore, like it's like a diss track, and it's
Oh my
it's
god,
so
yeah.
fucking awesome.
That's uh I more and more like the more stuff Taylor puts out. I tweeted about this not that long ago. How much Taylor reminds me of Tori Amos, who is one of my absolute favorites of all
Mhm.
time. And when she put out Look What You Made Me Do, or even when she did vigilante shit, like and she puts out her diss tracks, I was like, this is very much like Professional Widow when Tori put out like the most scathing diss track on Courtney Love. That
Right.
is 1,000% what this is.
I see. I felt, oh, this is Tupac hit 'em up.
Yeah, no.
This,
This is the best diss track that isn't hit 'em
especially,
up, ether, or no Vaseline.
especially the video. Like when you add the video, that music video I did watch and look at
Yes.
all the Easter eggs of, and I said, oh, she's throwing haymakers
She is mad at Kanye.
at Kanye and Katy Perry and Kim and
Better to just do it all in one swoop instead of just constantly talking shit. And then she
yeah,
releases Karma, and I was like, man, yep, you know what? I think you got it.
she
I
she
think you
has
got the
has
Karma.
laughed last and loudest.
Yes.
But yeah, yeah, Reputation was my favorite. Then Folklore came out,
Yes.
and it grew on me. At first, I didn't know how to feel about it, right?
It kind of had to grow on me too, so I feel that.
And then like certain songs will just hit you at a certain moment in time at a random outing, and you're like, oh shit, this is actually, oh, I didn't know this was the vibe of this song. I
Oh my
was
god.
I read it differently the first time, I guess.
Yeah, dude. Or like you just have shuffle on and then like My Tears Ricochet comes on and you're just like,
Yeah.
I guess it's time to work through this trauma right now.
Yeah.
Suddenly I'm crying in the club. Thanks, Taylor.
Yeah, my therapist Taylor Swift just bringing up old memories I thought I had repressed. Nope, you got me, Taylor. You got me.
All the time. I'll just be like, my therapist that I don't have right now is going to be hearing about this, Taylor.
Yeah.
My therapist is going to be so exhausted quoting your songs all the time.
I'm just trying to pick up dinner. Why you got me? I've heard this song 4 times already, and then but this time at this moment, God, why is this?
Right, August comes on shuffle and you're just staring at it like, I don't know. It's so good. I want to
Mhm.
listen, but I don't think this is the time.
Nope.
You
That's
know,
how.
go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you're the guest.
No, you go.
It
Say
was
your
just
thing.
because that's how All Too Well hit me. Um, so
Right?
like I said, I'm started at 1989, so I wasn't really listening to non-singles at all at any
Mhm.
point. But it was only like 3 years ago or whatever. Killian McMurphy and I at the time had the same shoot job,
Okay.
and he and this other girl, we were all talking about Taylor Swift, and they were talking about All Too Well. And I was like, yeah, it's fine, it's whatever. I've heard it, it's whatever. And they're like, no, you gotta listen to it. Listen again. And I listen again. I'm like, this is. I listened to it like 3 times over the next week, just trying to like spark something. I'm just like,
Hear what it is
this
they're
is.
hearing.
Then one time it randomly comes on shuffle, and I'm on my way home from work and just like, oh my god, ah, this is what they meant. Oh, Just
Dude,
a dagger through my heart.
I don't know. I don't know if you're a pop punk guy at all, but
Yeah.
so you know the Wonder Years, and
Kinda.
their singer Dan Campbell covered All Too Well, and oh man,
I know his cover of it.
yup, oh
Yeah.
god, that's a lot of his solo stuff is just absolutely heartbreaking. If there's anyone that like I would love to see collab together, it
Mm.
him and Taylor would be absolutely incredible. If whether or not that ever happens is yet to be seen. But oh my god, his cover of All Too I can't like first verse in and I'm sobbing, not ready for it.
Just the voice breaking, like delivery of it all.
That giving us that and you fucked it all up like we wanted Taylor to do, but she didn't curse
Yeah.
on that version of All Too Well.
Yeah.
That also speaking of collabs, I was pretty disappointed that the 1975 wound up not being on Midnight's. That was on like the leaked versions of the track list where there was like where I think it first got leaked that Lana was going to be on the album and
Uh-huh.
we got all excited. And then
Hmm.
I think Maddie from the 1975 eventually tweeted out like, "Yeah, right, like we were going to be on the album."
Wow.
I wanted to
See,
see
I
that.
didn't know anything about that.
No, that's I don't even follow like the leak pages or anything. I will say most of my Twitter anymore is just fandom stuff. I'm not even like
Yeah.
hardly even keeping up with wrestling stuff. Most of the time it's just half of it's just Taylor Swift and the other half of it's Stranger Things. And you know what? I'm happier that way.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I Taylor Swift Twitter exhausts me sometimes.
You know what? That's I was gonna ask about. I saw you tweeted not too long ago where you were like, being a Taylor
Yeah.
Swift fan's great, but being in the fandom is exhausting. And you know what? I could say the same thing about being in the Stranger Things fandom.
Yeah. I guess it's all things, I guess, with any fandom, but Taylor Swift, I don't know, for whatever reason, Taylor Swift Twitter was just hitting me hard, not me hard, but like just like what do y'all should get some rest. What
Please touch some grass. There,
like
I have a
it's
good
either
Taylor
like
idea.
it's like either like getting defensive about the album if you didn't like this album but like I haven't seen anyone really only a few people criticize the album at all. Like
Yeah,
why are you
really.
so fake mad?
It's dude, it's got to be something about like once I hate to refer to Taylor as like an intellectual property, but or like
Mm,
once an artist or a show or a movie or whatever it is, like reaches such heights to where like it is so popular and successful. Like Taylor has such a massive fan base that
mm,
extends over things that like it's people are just going to have really different opinions. And you are
mm.
entitled to opinion. What as a fan, like once that art is out into the world, it technically really no longer belongs to the artist, it belongs to the fans and however they're going to interpret it. But like sometimes y'all are just real mean to this girl, it feels like for no good reason.
Oh my god, it's crazy.
Or like, oh, the people, I mean, people were ripping her apart after Anti-Hero, and then people were ripping apart
Yeah,
Bigger Than the Whole Sky. Like,
yeah, how do you feel about the anti-hero thing?
I we're talking about like when she had the scale that said fat on it,
Yeah.
because that was really the big. Um, I don't I have not experienced fat phobia like since I was a kid, when I was a
Mm,
bigger kid. So I do know what that's like to feel
mm,
like, oh, this is like the worst possible thing that I could be. And, we're all around the same age. So we were growing up in that era of like the tabloids saying that fat is the absolute worst thing that you can be.
right.
Um, but I also like, she's talking about something that is so massively personal, like dealing with her eating disorder to millions of people who probably have been through something
Mhm,
similar, but with a
mhm.
different experience. And they don't have all the privilege that Taylor has of having like tons of money to pay for trainers and pay for the right food and like
Right.
things of that nature. But we also like, who are you to tell somebody that they're wrong about their own experience with like a mental illness that they
Yeah.
have? So
Yeah.
like, I think if that is how she chooses to express herself as an artist, as saying like, this is what I went through and this is me
Right.
being the most, I commend her so much for being as vulnerable as she
Right.
does, like with something like that, and the way that she's been like with her relationships over the
Hmm.
years, like that, to do that in front of the millions of billions of people that she does is insane, because it's, I don't think I could handle that ripping apart that she's had to deal with. Well, I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I can't imagine being in it because I was just I'm thinking about, so she's like being vulnerable, right? Like you said about her like body dysmorphia and eating disorders and shit like that, and just bearing her like actual personal experience with, you know, people always like commenting on her weight and shit like that, and it just turns into just being attacked for just for this as well on top of it. So it's like she can't win in a way. I mean, she's
Yeah,
winning. She's winning like
she is ultimately
ain't
winning.
nobody winning like Taylor Swift winning right
No,
now.
it's
But
true. But I think that's also part of it, is that like she has this really massive platform. And I can't imagine how difficult it has to be as an artist with, she does have a lot of young girls that are fans of her, that you really got to be careful with like
yeah,
the words that you choose, or like how people could perceive things, because like that's, you could write a song about one thing, but like a whole lot of people could think that it's about something else.
yeah.
So, and you can tell them over and over again too, like, no, this song is about this, and those millions of people are still gonna be like, but I think it's about
No,
this.
no, no, no. That's not what
No,
it's
Taylor,
about.
you're wrong.
You're wrong.
Uh,
No, but she I mean she also, I don't know, she's not new to controversy and shit like that. Like every, I don't know, I feel like she's the butt of a lot of jokes and has been for a long time. Um like I never really understood the like criticism that like, oh, she just sings about ex-boyfriends or whatever.
well,
Cuz
yeah,
I was
like when you get your heart broken and you're a musician, what else are you supposed to do but write songs about it?
right, like she's writing about personal experiences, and like how is that not valid? And like I like grew up listening to like R&B, like Boys to Men and shit, and like that's all they're singing about too. Why is
Right?
that? What is this weird misogyny that we're like gatekeeping fucking relationship music?
Yeah, and it's, I don't know. I guess a lot of people, I've heard a lot of people say like they think that she's playing the victim, and then you're demonizing all of these guys that are also in the public eye. But
Right.
like I remember, oh, people were so excited when they thought that Ed Sheeran wrote a song about Taylor Swift,
Hmm.
because it was like, oh, the tables have turned and somebody's finally writing about Taylor. Blah blah blah. Like that's in, if it's not, it was actually a song about Ellie Goulding, but
Right.
anyways, don't. But either way, like that's, you're fully allowed to write a song about an experience that you had, and
Yeah.
I don't really think she's gone out of her way to demonize these guys, other than
No.
like when she wrote All Too Well, and people could put two and two together of, oh, this is about
Yeah.
Jake Gyllenhaal. She never really was talking shit about Jake Gyllenhaal in the press or anything.
Right.
It was mostly, the Twitter users that hopped on to be like, "Fuck Jake Gyllenhaal." Like after what? After the bonus tracks came out and like would have,
Oh
could have, should have
yeah.
dropped, and everyone's like, "John Mayer better be hiding."
People tweeting at Jake Gyllenhaal, "Where is the scarf, Jake?"
What'd you do with the scar? I know you have it, Jake Gyllenhaal.
No, I never really thought. Yeah, I don't know. Sorry, I had a brain fart
Oh
there.
no, you're fine. We're covering a lot of topics in a very short amount of time. But
Yeah. I so so we say Taylor Swift is the music industry, right?
Pretty much.
That's what people say, and I think she pretty much fucking proved it by occupying the top 10 of the Billboard 200 or whatever.
Dude,
Like that's nuts.
The entire top 10. I mean,
That's insane.
keeping in mind, this is not something that could have happened until recently because of, stuff like streaming. That's only
Right.
what, in the last couple of years where we've had artists being like, here's a whole album at once.
Right.
Probably
Yeah.
after I want to say after Beyonce did Lemonade, but it might have been even before that. That's the first one that I can really think of holy shit, it's a whole new album all at once. But that's I think stuff like that and this now with Midnights is going to set a precedent in the music industry. If anybody else is trying to, I don't know. Do you think there's another artist that can occupy the whole top 10 if they were to drop an album?
I don't think so. I don't think so because it's a combination of like catchy music or whatever, but also like a rabid fan base that like I think for Taylor has like just only grown steam like more than anything else. Like I think there's like a pipeline from like pop punk kids and emo kids to Taylor Swift fans. Like
there's like a whole subsect. I don't know if you've seen on TikTok. The first time I saw it was when somebody mashed up Forever and Always with the A Day to Remember song, If It Means a Lot to You. And they sounded so good together.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, this is for the Swemos, my Swifties that are on emo. And now they have like Swemo nights where they're going to play just a bunch of Taylor and a bunch of emo music, which I would go personally.
Oh, that sounds absolutely lit.
That is definitely my vibe. Can you imagine? You get karma and then it goes like right into situations.
Come on. That's living the dream.
That's perfect.
Speaking of which, fuck Arizona, right?
Right? What the hell, Arizona?
Yeah, Paramore can't make it to Philly. What the hell?
We're furious. Low-key.
Nobody wants to work anymore.
Nobody wants to work these days. Haley.
Like, oh my god, could you imagine seeing Paramore and Taylor Swift?
Yeah, right. Oh my god,
that's nuts.
I feel a little bad for the Paramore fans that are just like, I want to see Paramore and not pay Taylor Swift price. But honestly, I went to go see Paramore when they did the tour with Fall Out Boy, and I got news for you. It was about the same price point of tickets. It was still around like 50, if not more bucks.
Really?
Yeah, and I missed a lot of Paramore, unfortunately. I was really bummed about that. So
I saw Paramore at the Delaware State Fair.
Nice.
For like $30.
Hell yeah. Oh, right next to all the pigs and cows. You're next to the petting zoo.
That's right. About 20 feet from a petting zoo.
Hell yeah. Well, fucking the only exception, please.
So how do you feel about like new Paramore?
I don't love it.
Really?
It's what the This Is Why? That's the only thing I've heard so far. It's I did see the video for that. Video was cute. Love the aesthetics and everything that they're going with. I don't know. It's just not. It didn't catch me right away. It was kind of whatever about it. But I definitely like. I'm very much a Paramore purist. Where like it's that first out. It's All We Know Is Falling. Riot, Brand New Eyes is like the best. Like 3 albums to start off your discography with. But yeah, no, I was kind of whatever about it. I need to listen to some more Phoebe Bridgers because I think that's who we got in Philly opening. And I know Phoebe Bridgers has like that, cult fan base that adores everything she does.
Yeah.
I really only know the song with Muna, the Silk Chiffon. So if she plays that, I'll be excited. But yeah, I gotta listen to more Phoebe before we get to May 12th and 13th. I think I gotta block those days off so I don't take any bookings.
Right. See, that's why I'm shooting for 12 because it'll be less likely for me to be booked. So
right,
we'll
and
see.
then you can show up the next day and they'll be like, you know where I was. Yeah,
Just
I know. In your like Speak Now shirt with your
glitter all over me from
everywhere in a blonde wig. I was watching everybody try to figure out like what the hell am I supposed to wear to this tour if it's all of the eras.
right,
I
right,
have to
right,
try to
right.
fit every era into my outfit.
It's a problem I'm not gonna have. So
I'm gonna have to like bring extras and have like my sparkly blue dress and then like my flannel ready to throw
right,
on, braid
right.
my hair at such a speed.
See, I would think everyone just dress for your favorite era.
That's what I'm thinking. That's kind
That
of
way,
what
the
I want to
crowd is
do.
like a good blend of every era.
We get a little bit of everybody.
Yeah.
I don't know which era I want to do though. Kind of
Oh,
feeling like I might do red and just do like an all red monochrome outfit. Feel like that'd be a vibe. You know?
I'm definitely folklore era. Just
Yeah.
put a flannel on me.
Get your little newsboy cap.
Yeah.
This is you trying and succeeding, I would think.
Don't talk about who this is. This is me trying.
I think that one hit me pretty hard. What's it? 7 hit me pretty hard when I first heard it. I don't think
Mm.
anything makes me cry the way that Coney Island makes me cry though. That might be the one that hits me the hardest.
That one I think is a little underrated
It
actually
is.
is from that. But yeah, that one will catch you.
When you're least expecting it. And then that and then I got to a point where like I had to skip Tolerate It because I would just like
Yeah.
soul crushing just anytime. And then like I think the very next song is Closure or something. And it's like, nope, still naughty. Still gotta take some time on this one.
um See, it's Exile for me.
Yeah.
When he says you never gave a warning sign and she overlaps with I gave so many signs, I'm like, mm.
No.
I don't even know. I don't even really like relate to this. I don't have an experience that's identical to this. I just know that I feel this.
Right? Taylor got me feeling like worrying about relationships I ain't even had. Got me reminiscing on shit that ain't happened.
I
Dude,
did have so back before I was like a full on Swiftie, just thinking of like songs that I liked before. Um, I remember ringback tones.
yes. Yes, I do.
You would call someone and a song would play. I was calling my ex, who I'm still friends with. We just had friendly chats, and
Okay.
like, uh, she had changed her ringback tone to "You're not sorry."
Oh, I'm sorry, Rob.
And no, I just
The worst
when she,
possible one.
when she picked up the phone, everything seemed all right. We were just still friendly chatting, but like I remember thinking, well, this is concerning, but this song is really fucking good.
Like you don't like you're thinking about asking her maybe like, is there a reason you picked
Yeah, I think I might have like, hey, is that are we good?
is that
Did I
relevant
do
to
something?
me?
And then she had also like a week later changed it to White Horse, and I'm like,
That's what I was worried you were gonna say the first one.
same thing. Oh, I don't know if there's a code here, but like this song is fucking bop.
Are
So
these Easter eggs that I should be picking up?
yeah.
Are you
But
leaving me
again,
Easter eggs?
hey, are we good? I don't.
Oh my god, White Horse was like the go-to like aim away message for when you were mad at the guy.
Not the aim
But I
away
might actually find
message.
someone that might actually treat me well. Yep. I connect all of those memories back to MySpace because that's still like far back enough. That's when I was listening to Speak Now. I read like 2010 is the year, and I was like, has it really been that long?
Oh
Holy
yeah,
crap.
I did that today actually. Oh
Yeah,
shit, that's 12 years ago. That's nuts.
it's really been that long. I was really still a teenager listening to this. That's insane. Uh,
Yeah, it was.
I will tell you when now that we're talking about like times when we've heard Taylor's music and been like, you know what? Yeah, this is actually a bop. Dude, when I tell you the grip that Taylor has on the Stranger Things fandom, I don't know the correlation, but
Mm-hmm.
like that's I swear I've seen so many fan edits that like I'll be watching it and then like someone made a really good Robin one set to Betty and I was just like I forgot how good of a song Betty is. Like, I'm gonna listen to
Oh.
only this now. I swear, an hour, maybe not even an hour, like right after Midnight's came out. I'm looking in the hashtag on Twitter to see what other people saying. Already, 2 fan edits for Steve and for Will set to You're on Your Own Kid. And I was like, how did y'all make this in an hour? It's really good for having
Yeah.
already done it in an hour.
Yeah, the internet is fucking fast.
Like, yeah, did y'all have this ready? You were just like, you already made it, and we're like, all right, whatever song on Midnight's hits the hardest, and you got like a verse into You're on Your Own Kid, and it's just like, all right, it's the Will MB. Let me
That's
put it
it.
in right
Oh,
here.
I'm done.
My job is done here.
Yeah, Betty slaps. Like
It
Betty,
does,
I think, and I think Betty is kind of a counter of that like thing that you were saying about how she plays the victim or paints these people out to be bad guys. It's like the
Mhm.
whole Betty August Cardigan like trilogy is just like kind of a grown up perspective of like there aren't really bad people in this situation. It's just, you know, people living their lives and shit happens and
Yeah, and
we could still
depending
make a
on
beautiful love story out of that
right,
somehow.
depending on where you were in the situation, I'm sure there are other people that look like bad guys, and kind of everybody has their own perspective on how
Right.
a situation went. Everybody's got a different story or version of events. But
Hmm.
I also love that she did kind of a concept album. Like,
Yeah. I
there's,
love a good concept album.
I do too. That's we mentioned. I'm an MCR girly, and Three Cheers was like so much of my youth, and the Black Parade. That
Right.
we love a good concept album.
Have you heard Alisana?
Yes, yes,
So their
yes.
The Emptiness
The emptiness. Uh-huh.
is hit like one maybe my favorite non Taylor Swift album.
I could see it. I could understand. There's still a lot of really solid storytelling on that album. God,
Yeah.
that's the album that like I remember it, I get really stoked about it, and then I forget it exists again. And then I
Mm.
remember it again and just keep
Yeah.
like going through this cycle.
Yeah, no, that was it was a big like had a stronghold on me for such a long time. Like I thought I was so deep because I understood the story of this album, and you like you know you really gotta really now, but
Everybody doesn't get it like I get it.
yeah, I get it better than you get it.
Right? I am advanced. I have a firm understanding. Uh, dude, I'm looking through this like Taylor Swift complete collection. Oh
Mhm.
man, there's some collabs on here that I totally forgot about. You remember when she did the song with Boys Like Girls?
I love that
Two
song.
is better than
Two
one.
is better than one.
It's so good.
I absolutely love that song, and it
Shout out to
triggers
Boys Like
just such a
Girls.
weird, specific nostalgia in me.
Right? That was like such a fascinating era of music because you had stuff like that, and then there was like Rihanna did like a version of Shut Up and Drive with Fall Out Boy, and like
Yeah,
Katy Perry was in Gym Class Heroes videos. Like
yeah.
that was such a weird era of music.
It's a very specific point in time.
It is. Like only some people really remember this.
But yeah, but no, that was I love that song so much.
So I'm putting it on the playlist right now. It's right after that too is Highway Don't Care, the one with Tim McGraw.
Uh
Forgot how good that song is.
See, I remember it was a couple years ago. Killian McMurphy sent me this YouTube link of this girl who was ranking every Taylor Swift song. And this is pre-folklore, but like she starts it with from the bottom and is like Tim McGraw, or no, not Tim McGraw, but Highway Don't Care
And said that was
as
the worst?
her worst song. And I texted Killian. I said, I'm out already.
Nope.
Ruined, screwed it up already.
You're so
Are you
wrong.
kidding
Never
me?
been.
We
Never
live in a
been more
post
wrong.
we live in a post me world, and you're gonna tell me that Highway Don't Care?
The anger that I have toward me featuring Brendan Urie. I was so excited for it. I was so excited for it because I'm a Panic girl. And like I love early Panic. Hate whatever the hell's going on with the band
Oh,
now.
same.
But like, I was like, yeah, this is gonna be such a perfect mashup. It's gonna sound like I thought it was gonna sound like a show tune or something. And I'm like, this
Yeah.
sounds like an episode of Sesame Street.
Yeah,
This sounds like they were trying to get on Yo Gabba Gabba.
this sounds like an original Glee song.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah, it's got heavy Glee vibes.
Big,
It's
yeah,
got
high
pretty
school
teacher all over
musical.
it.
Yeah, I just remember, like, that's the lead single for this album. I think it ruined my perception of that album to
Yeah.
an extent, because I think it's my least favorite album. Now, mind you, we've established there are no bad Taylor Swift albums,
Right.
but I think that being, because I'm just excited, right? She's putting teasers out, new single dropping. All right, I had just started my new job at the time, and like my boss was a Taylor Swift fan, and Killian was there, and we're all just like chit chatting and like, oh my god, it's coming. Are you good? Are you staying up? Are you staying up? And we're all just so excited. And then I wake up the day and I play it on the way to work, and I'm just like,
That's the worst.
I can't. Nope.
It's
Spelling
definitely
is fun.
hey kids.
Come on. Come
It,
on, Taylor. You're better than this.
it's
I would expect this from Boys Like Girls, Taylor.
I would expect this from Panic at the Disco. Not you, Taylor.
What the hell is this?
Lover is definitely like her most inconsistent album, I feel like. Because like some stuff on there, some of it is like some of my favorite songs she's ever done, like Cruel Summer, The Archer,
Yep.
Paper Rings. It's all so good. And then like I Forgot That You Existed and Me is on there, and I just cannot stand those songs. Like
Really? I Forgot You Existed.
I don't. It's got that pettiness that we like, but like no, I don't like that. I hate London Boy. I hate just
London Boy, I don't like.
Corny.
I don't like London Boy, and it's the same reason I don't really care for Welcome to New York. I just think, so like Taylor Swift is very good at seeming like she's like down to earth and stuff like that, but like, and relatable. But like you listen to Welcome to New York, and it's like, this isn't really anyone else's experience in New York. This is a very privileged point of view. It's fun, it's catchy, but like I can't get that out of my mind. And then London Boys, same thing. Just like this isn't relatable.
No, not even a little.
I can't just hop on a plane to London to meet some dude.
The money that I was going to use for that, I'm spending on your tour now. So
yeah,
I can't do both, Taylor. I gotta pick here.
but no, don't like London Boy. Don't. I was so hyped when I saw she was doing a song, a feature was The Chicks.
Yeah.
And then it's the most depressing fucking song I've ever heard.
Yeah, really. That album's bigger than the whole sky. There are some songs that we just accept. We don't pick them apart. We say, all right, this is a very sad song, and we're not going to ask Taylor any more questions about it. And Sing Will Get Better is one of them.
Yep. Whoever you are, you're going to get better real soon.
I hope so. Good God.
Like, God, I was expecting like Goodbye Earl vibes.
Can you imagine if she had done No Body, No Crime, but with the Chicks?
Oh my God, that missed opportunity there.
Really big missed opportunity on that one. As much as I love Haim,
Right.
I do love Haim, and I kind of love that Nobody No Crime is she just wrote Haim fan fiction. Like
Right.
that's fantastic.
That's what I love about this. Just those albums is like it's all like literally folklore, just fiction, like just not a whole personal life thing. Which I love when she does that too. And again, she has every right to do so, but like just taking a different creative avenue and just like vibing.
Right? And murder ballads are like such a part of country. Like they're so
Yeah.
deeply ingrained in like a lot of like the earliest country standards are like songs about murdering your husband that
Right.
like cool. Yeah, do an updated version of that.
Hell yeah.
Love
I'm
it.
all for it. I
So
love Goodbye Earl.
I love
So
Goodbye Earl. I love Johnny Cash's version of Delia's Gone, which
mhm.
is it's a song about murder, but it's like the lyrics are so over the top that it's funny.
Right.
Like Goodbye Earl is also a pretty funny song. I don't know that I'd call Nobody No Crime funny. It's kind of
No.
funny. Vigilante
Yeah,
shit is kind of funny.
I think it's yeah, I think Nobody No Crime is it's funny that Taylor Swift made this song.
It's funny that Taylor wrote a story in which one of her best friends gets killed only to get revenge on her husband.
Yeah.
I have to wonder what the husband was thinking hearing this song. Like,
Yeah, I don't vigilante shit though. That it's one of my favorites on that album.
yeah, that's
It's that it's that like look what you made me do vibe,
it is. It's the look what you made me do.
and I love it.
It's one of those ones where I was kind of like, how did this get on here though? Because I feel like it doesn't match the vibe of the rest of the album, and maybe that's just something that I'm not seeing.
Maybe I don't know. I feel like it fits in pretty well.
That's maybe I gotta listen through it again. Cause like there's a lot of Midnights has had to grow on me. Like
Yeah.
I wasn't really feeling Labyrinth at first, and now it's one of my favorite songs on there. It's really
Hmm.
like this is an album that I've had to spend a little more time with, and like I'm a little disappointed in Jack Antonoff's producing, which I think a lot of us are. I know Twitter was really ripping into Jack Antonoff and
Hmm.
like to the point where people were like, never produce another album again.
Oh
And
God,
like,
I wouldn't say that.
no, I don't think so. That's it's not bad, but it does all kind of sound similar. Like this does have a very similar
Hmm.
vibe to like Lord's melodrama that after Folklore and Evermore, I was kind of like this has like a polish on it that I don't think it really needs. But
Hmm.
I'm not the producer, so who am I to say?
See, I my thought was that this is um, this is Taylor Swift's now signature sound.
Yeah.
Like this is like she had because she's done so many different genres, and like just I think this is just like a blend of all of them. And I'm like, oh, this is she has cultivated a signature sound. Like this is her sound, um, in a way that no other album kind of is.
This is true. Yeah, I would agree with you. Because when I was initially listening to it, I was like, this is more like 1980, like kind of going back to 1989, like kind of
Right.
vibe. Which, like, it's, I would understand. It feels like Folklore and Evermore kind of have like their own little place in time. Like, I'm
Mm-hmm.
always going to wind up associating, like, this is pandemic music.
Right.
Like, and it's just got that kind of air that sits over it. But, that's I still can't get past that there are some songs on Midnights that I think sound like other pop songs. Like
Mm-hmm.
Karma sounds like something else, but I
Right.
cannot put my finger on what it is. I thought it was Halsey's Be Kind for a second because it's got like a
Mm-hmm.
similar chord progression, but I still don't know. I do like though that some people were that are a little bit more paid more attention in music theory could point this out that there are a lot of similarities with songs on Midnights versus stuff that's on like Folklore and I think a couple of Speak Now things
Mm-hmm.
like the guitar in Would've, Could've, Should've sounds like it was written during Speak Now era. Which,
Right.
when you really think about it, the story of the album is 13 songs from Midnight's across her entire life. So, like, it fully makes sense that, like,
Right.
oh, this is maybe a song she started in Speak Now era and finally felt like she could come back to it and be like, all right, it's time to
Right.
finish this bad boy.
So I was talking to Brooke Valentine about it,
Mm-hmm.
and I had said that it's like when you're eating something and you begin to taste the ingredients individually. Like,
Okay.
I'm definitely taste it. Like, this is Reputation. That's Reputation. Um, big 1989 vibe from this one. You know what I mean?
That's a good way of putting it. Yeah. That is a very good way of putting it. Especially, like, it's just certain songs, I feel like you hear it more than anything. Like, once, I don't know why I didn't notice this right away. Maybe you
Mm-hmm.
did. When a couple folks were talking about Maroon, everyone was like, "Oh, this is clearly looking back on Red," and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, Scarlet, Red, Maroon. Yeah, why didn't I figure that out?" Like,
I didn't until it was pointed out. I just thought it was a good song.
right? I was just like, I just dig this track. I just think it's good.
I
And
didn't
then
even know that theory.
nope, that's somebody finally pointed that out to me and it was like, yeah, and she references a bunch of like Red era stuff like New York and the No Shoes and the every like there's a couple references to like similar stuff that was going on the song New Year's Day and I was just like I'm grasping my own head for anybody that cannot see the video and is just audio.
No,
It's
yeah,
so much to think about.
I really like Maroon. It's another one of my like favorites. The one that I don't think it's talked about really,
That's I
but
agree. It's
it's
definitely one of my favorites. I also really liked Snow on the Beach, if even though I feel like a lot of people were disappointed in it because you can barely hear Lana, which like
right,
it's I am a Lana stan. I would like to also have heard Lana, but you know,
right,
it's you can barely hear the other singers on most of her
yeah,
uh collabs that she does. Like I felt the
yeah,
same way
no,
about Chris Stapleton on I Bet You Think About Me,
right.
which
I don't
it's I
know.
love that song too. But I was
Hmm.
like, why did we even say Chris Stapleton was on here when he's just singing the backing vocals?
Yeah. No, I do. I like Snow on the Beach is like a good vibe. Like it's just I don't know. That's the only way I can describe it. It's a vibe,
It
like
is.
a mellow vibe that I can just like put on in the background, but still pay attention to.
And still also might be about cocaine. We're not 100% sure on that.
Oh, either way, like
Feels like Lana named this one.
I, if you told me Taylor Swift did cocaine, it would only make her cooler to
This
me.
is
I don't.
true. Yes. I did think it was very funny when someone had commented, like, it's nice that Taylor used to make music for people that drank wine, and now she's making music for people that take edibles.
Yeah, I was stoked to see she's like a Mike Birbiglia fan. I
Is
was
she
like,
really?
yeah, he's in the video
That's great.
for Anti-Hero. There's like a little skit in the video that he's in, and also the waitress from Always Sunny, and John
Oh,
Early from I Think
shit.
You Should Leave.
Hell yeah. Oh, I gotta go watch
Yeah.
the video now. Oh my
But I was
god.
like, oh, she likes the thing that I like. Yeah.
She's just like me for real.
Because she was on like Fallon or one of those, and was just talking about how he he does these shows that are just so beautifully like carefully thought out that aren't necessarily like stand up. And I'm like, that's what I tell people all the time.
She read your mind. She
Maybe
knows. She knows what
she
you're
heard
thinking.
me.
She
She
heard
heard me.
you.
She's like, oh, okay, I will check out Sleepwalk with Me.
Right. She's like, I will binge. I think you should leave on this 12-hour course. God, if I go to the Taylor concert and at some point she quotes I think you should leave, I'll scream.
I if I just knew she was a fan, I would quit my job.
You
I don't know, do something rash.
just quit my job. I was looking for any reason, and this is the one.
It seemed like a sign to me.
See, listen, Jupiter is in Mars, and Taylor said the quote from I Think You Should Leave, I'm quitting my job. I'm out of here, and I'm going to play Karma on the way out.
I always ask people if they think Taylor Swift would like me. I never get like a solid answer.
That also keeps me up at night. Well, not
It's
wondering if she'd like me, wondering if she'd like you, Rob.
just like not. I'm not even just like. Would we be able to hang out? Like
I would like
I
to
don't
think
know.
so. I would like to believe you could.
If I were in that social circle somehow, just would we vibe?
Right? Get to hang out with her cats.
Could I get her to watch my match?
Taylor like my math.
Give me any notes.
I would appreciate her notes more than a lot of other people's. I will say
honestly,
I'm,
look, if Taylor Swift enjoyed my match, I don't give a shit what anybody else says.
yes, exactly. How can we convince her to come to an indie show?
Taylor, I know you're from Reading. You ever been to Seven Valleys?
Yeah, right. You ever been to the Wolfman's Barn? What would you do? What would you actually do if you brought that up and she was like, "Oh yeah, Wolfman! Everybody in PA knows Wolfman."
I would oddly not be that surprised.
Me neither.
Oh, yeah. That checks out.
There's just some legends of Pennsylvania wrestling that just they transcend, and I feel like if Taylor knew Wolfman or like Red Scorpion, like that'd be the least surprising thing to me. She's probably been to some indie shows. Come on, what else? There's nothing else to do in Pennsylvania.
That is true.
If we've established anything, it's the only things there are to do are play your bluegrass music and go to indie wrestling shows in a barn.
Or Naughty Bingo.
Or Naughty Bingo. Is it an event that can be held in a barn? Then it's probably happening in the middle of Pennsylvania.
So I'm just thinking about Taylor Swift at an indie wrestling show.
Right? I'm having a hard time picturing it.
It's the least believable thing you could ever convince me of.
Well, wait. But you know, have you ever seen the photos of her at Jeff Jarrett's house?
No.
You haven't?
What?
Apparently, Jeff Jarrett's family and the Swift family, I think, are friends. There are photos, like, it's like young Taylor, like debut Fearless era Taylor.
Okay.
She's got the curls and the
right.
little slouchy hat that we all wore all the time and the infinity scarf. But like it's her playing piano with like Jeff Jarrett's kids.
That is awesome.
Right? The epic crossover event you didn't know you need. Hang on. See if I can find it and I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Every once in a while it pops up on my timeline. It's one of those like buried memories that I forget about and then get very excited.
That's the coolest two people who could hang out.
It's true.
But
that's gonna take found it. Oh, this isn't a good photo.
Okay.
We've got her back to that's her, I swear. Playing
okay.
piano with Jeff Jarrett behind her.
That's badass.
I swear I will. I promise you I am not making this up.
So do you have like a least favorite album?
It might be Reputation, but that's probably only because I just haven't given it enough time, really. Like, I didn't like Look What You Made Me Do.
Right.
That. And then, I'm bringing up Reputation. Let me see if there's anything else. Yeah, there's like some songs on here I just don't know super well, honestly. That's
right.
I liked Delicate. Delicate was good. And then I only just recently put Don't Blame Me on the playlist and New Year's Day on the playlist. Yeah, no, I was just kind of whatever about this era. Oh my god. Wait, do you remember when she did Safe and Sound for the Hunger Games soundtrack? For the
No.
Civil Wars? Oh, that was a good one. Every once in a while she dips her toes back into country, and it's really good when she does.
God, she's so good at country. Like, I forgot how country, like, her debut sounded.
I forgot how Country Speak Now sounds.
Yeah, Speak Now, even Red to an extent. There's
Oh
there's
yeah.
some big twang in there.
Red kind of felt like where she left country. Like the lead
Right,
single,
there's a
of course, is
crossover.
yeah, and then I think I Knew You Were Trouble was like the big single after that. And it was like, all right,
Yeah.
she's a full pop star now. No,
Yep.
no
She's
question
taking
about
over the
that.
world.
Uh, what was I thinking? Something Speak Now related. Oh, I will never be able to get over Enchanted because it's about how she like fell in love at first sight with Owl City, and they never really talked about it after that. I think like somebody asked Owl City, "Hey, how do you feel about Taylor Swift writing a whole song about how great it was to meet you?" And he's just like, it's nice. I got nothing else for you."
Oh wow.
I don't know what I would do. I don't know what I would do in Owl City shoes if someone was just like, "Hey, Taylor Swift wrote a song about you." I'd be like, "Do I DM her? What do I do from here?" Like,
That reminds me of like the whole Hey There Delilah
yeah,
backstory where this whole like mega hit song about this girl who like barely knew who he was.
he's just like, "You got a cool name, so about to write an entire song about you." It's very like Scott Pilgrim kind of behavior. We're like, "I have
Yeah.
fallen in love with this girl I don't know a darn thing about."
Ooh, big Scott Pilgrim vibes. Don't
Yes.
want that.
Oops. Oh, I might have
Love
just
Scott
accidentally.
Pilgrim the film. Do not want Scott
No,
Pilgrim the vibes.
might have just accidentally cast Taylor Swift as Ramona Flowers.
Oh, that.
You got the seven evil X's for it.
Oh, come on
I
now.
know, I know. It was right there. I'm sorry. I could not be stopped.
Not Joe Alwyn fighting John Mayer.
Yeah. Wait, I was laughing so hard at when somebody wrote, "Can we get through one album without Taylor calling Joe poor?"
Oh yeah.
Because somewhere in every album, it just seems like she sneaks it in where it's like, did she just tell everyone he has a roommate? Like,
Yeah. Taylor Swift has never known anyone with a roommate.
no, she's roommates are a foreign concept to her.
That there's one I don't know if it's delicate or I think it's something on Reputation where she's just talking about a red solo cup at a dive bar, and I was just like, Taylor, you've never experienced that. Come
Right? Yeah,
on,
yeah, yeah. He
come
sings about dive
on.
bars a lot. Where I'm like,
Yeah.
what
Hmm.
are you doing in a dive bar?
I ain't never seen you at the Owl's Nest, Taylor.
Oh no. The
Oh
hell
my
you doing
god.
at Lucky 13, Taylor?
It's just Taylor at the bar that's the lodge that's next to the Seven Valleys Fire Company.
Yeah, really. Oh, that's the one. No, can you imagine if you were at like one of the bars that like Cass holds his death matches at and Taylor's just there?
That nothing would make me happier.
You want the full New York experience, Taylor.
Please hit me with a light tube in front of Taylor Swift.
Oh my god. My dream has been realized.
I would I would end everything after that. Like
It's true.
nothing's getting better. It ain't
If I
getting better for
This is where I peaked.
me.
What if I had a match in the pit at the Taylor Swift show? I
If
don't
I
know
could
what.
get Taylor Swift to hell.
Yo, if you can.
Taylor, I know you're listening. I know you're a big longtime fan of the Anything But Wrestling podcast.
Yes.
Hit me up about coming to hell.
Taylor, I know you're going to be in the Philly area for at least a weekend. If you want to take a little detour down to hell, the option's there. Oh man, I just remembered her Christmas EP. Oh my god. This is so old.
See, I don't know that I've heard it, but I did have the thought. Yeah, I'm familiar with the cover. The
Look at
guy
this
that's funny
child.
looking, a literal child.
Look at this
Um,
literal child.
I was just thinking about how it's like everyone like loves to be mean to Mariah Carey this time of year, right?
It's
Like
true.
everyone hates all I want for Christmas, but it's like, first of all, can we not disrespect Mariah Carey, like an actual queen of the music industry?
He has
Uh,
done so much. It's true.
yeah, can we? She's not just the Christmas song, but how like ridiculous is it that like she has written the newest Christmas song, right? Of to be actually added to the pantheon of Christmas songs, right?
Yes, I
Like
couldn't remember the word pantheon for a second.
there's
But
there's so many, like, you know, Backstreet Boys, Taylor Swift, Britney Spears Christmas albums. None of their original songs stick in like Christmas like propaganda, but All I Want for Christmas Is You
I
is
wish, I wish Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays by NSYNC had stuck. If I could swap that with All I Want for Christmas Is You, I would. But I only say that because All I Want for Christmas Is You gets played so much.
How about
But
the
I remembered, I remembered with the Taylor Christmas album, at one of the many retail jobs I worked, we'd play her version of Last Christmas. And let me tell you, I cannot stand the song Last Christmas. And even
really?
Taylor played, no, I hate that song. I hate sad Christmas songs.
Mm.
I don't want to hear a Christmas song about a breakup. No, I want to hear a happy Christmas song. I don't want to hear the Christmas shoes, none of that. No.
I don't know.
I
I
don't
think
want
I think the same way I feel about country music. The sadder it is, the
to
better.
better.
Uh, yeah, like when she and him did Blue Christmas.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
it's
yeah,
good,
this
but
is
man, nope, I can only once. No more than once.
I feel you on that. I feel you on that. But how about the My Chemical Romance cover of All I Want for Christmas?
Hell yeah. That's great.
No,
No,
come on.
even better, they did their own original Christmas song when they were on Yo Gabba Gabba. It's called Every Snowflake is Different, and it's adorable.
I've never heard of that.
Oh,
I just
highly
remember
recommend.
being very excited about an MCR cover of a Mariah Carey song, and
Yes.
then just being like, "No, this ain't it." Come on, Gerard.
It's not, good by traditional standards.
Me explaining my taste.
Not necessarily right. I'm not saying my taste is impeccable, but
Not
do
good
I
by a
like it?
traditional standard.
Would I freak out if they played it in concert? Absolutely. They won't, but if they did,
I just
but
love.
how long do you think this Taylor concert is going to be if she's doing every era?
I don't know. I don't know. I hope that's the thing, because to be for it to be a reasonable length, especially with openers, like you would think she would only play one or two from each, but I don't want that. I want
No.
give me the deep cuts.
That's
When
she's
I did see Lady Gaga, there was no opener, and the
mm,
doors open at 4:30, and she started at 9, and we were in the pit, and that shit was brutal.
yeah, what do you do all that time?
Nothing,
Get-
because you can't go get a drink or anything because you lose your spot.
Use your
Like, you're
spot.
just there.
That's Mary Elizabeth was telling me about when she went to go see MCR at I think it was Firefly, and she just stood there for like 12 hours or something. Like, thankfully there were other artists that played, so she
Right.
wasn't, not doing
Yeah.
anything, but like
Because
spending
so Firefly is like 10 minutes from my house.
yeah.
So me and my fiance were trying to decide, do we want to go to Firefly, or do we want to spend the money, blah blah blah. I was like, let's see, like, I know Tommy and Mary are going to be there. Let me see if we can, like, I don't know, hang out with them or something, so it's not just Firefly for the sake of it. And
Right.
then there was a group chat, and Mary was like, "Oh no, we are going to be standing at the front the entire day." I'm like, "All right, y'all have fun with that. I guess we'll stay home."
Right. If it's only in the case of like an MCR or a Taylor anymore, which is where I'm going to be like, yeah, I'll stand in this spot for many hours to have a good view. I'm getting too old at this point.
Yeah, Taylor, I think, is the only one that would get me to just do that. I'm Other than that, I'm done. I don't really have a bucket list anymore. I just like.
I'm thinking about I might do it for in the same month that Taylor's playing Philly. We've got the Atlantic City, I think it's called Adjacent Festival, which is going to be like
Yes.
Blink, Paramore, Turnstile, and like I would do that for those artists. Absolutely would do that. That is a beefy lineup that they've got going on there. I don't remember who else is on it, but trust
Yeah,
me,
no, that looks
beefy lineup.
pretty epic.
I won't have
And
any money by the end of May.
yeah, plus I can hit the adult arcade between sets.
You could do that. You might run into Haley Williams at the adult arcade.
Now there's an idea.
There's a story.
But this has been awesome.
It has.
So good to be able to sit and chat with you about Taylor Swift and other topics. I'm sure next time we see each other, we'll gush more about whatever the hell Taylor's got going on, because I'm sure there'll be 14 new things.
Right, whatever she's announced during the World Series. I don't know if you got to. I haven't been near the phone at all. That's the lie.
uh,
I have been near the phone. You saw me. I wasn't looking.
do you have anything you want to promote? Your Twitter, any shows coming up?
Let's see. I got a pretty stacked November. I'm the Shea McCoy on Twitter. That's where you can primarily find me, and I'm Lana Del Shea on TikTok. So we got that too. I got a fun show this weekend at Photo Club. I'm gonna be wrestling at the band Jobbers album release party, and make sure that they're gonna save rock and roll. So that'll be real exciting. I got I'm doing MV's very legal Thanksgiving show the day before Thanksgiving. It's probably gonna be on his Twitch channel. Very
Okay.
exciting. And some other stuff I don't think I can announce yet, but those things I know are out and about. That's what I'll be doing this month.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. Um, as for me, you can catch me on Twitter and Instagram at rockin_radkey. Um, you can find Goons merch at What a Maneuver. You can see me at Outbreak Wrestling in Hamburg, Pennsylvania next Saturday, November 12th, day after my birthday.
Happy birthday!
Thank you.
Birthday!
Shout out to Void Menace for the new intro sting that you heard at the beginning of the podcast, and I'll play at the end. And thanks again, Shea, for joining me.
Anytime.
And catch y'all later. Stay rad, everybody.
Stay rad.